About Cyrus and his reign in Persia, how he is going to create the Achaemenid Empire, named after his ancestor Achaemenides. Now, we're going to start out with after 50 years of forced exile in Babylonia. After 50 years of forced exile in Babylonia, the Jews return to Palestine. And they'll do so with the good graces of Cyrus behind him. So 40,000 of the Jews will trek 1,000 miles from Babylon to Jerusalem in the wake of Cyrus's decree, which legitimizes the full Jewish repatriation of the Holy Land of Palestine. They will return. The Jews will return with the plundered gold and silver from the Babylonian sack of the temple. Remember that the Babylonians had sacked the Jewish temple in 587-586 BC. So now that wealth will be returned to the Jews by Cyrus. Plus, Cyrus will also give the Jews a stipend for building a new temple. He's going to give them additional money to build a new temple. It was originally the Jews, and they basically had that in their temple, and it was taken from them by the Babylonians and brought back to Babylon. Now the Jews are taking this back with them, Patrick, to the Holy Land. Okay? Yes?
Was it similar to a Nazi death march, this 1,000-mile trek?
I'm sorry?
Was it similar to a Nazi death march, this 1,000-mile trek to Jerusalem?
The only similarity, Simeon, would be in the fact that it's 1,000 miles. This is much more pleasant than the death march. This is going to mean the actual happiness of the Jews returning to the land that they believe God had promised.
How did they get there? I mean,
they walked there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And some of them had animal transport, but they basically walked there. Okay? So they didn't have the Amtrak back then, so they basically had to do things in the long way. Yes, Paul? The year is going to be around 540, 550, 540, around there. You don't have to know the exact year. It's going to actually be, it will be about 536. About 536, 537. That's exact. Kimberly, had a question.
The Jews were exiled in the year before by Babylon.
That's correct. Okay. Now, the Jews are going to come back to build their new temple, and in the Old Testament books of the prophets Ezra and Nehemiah, they will both hail Cyrus and the Persians as being good guys, as being deliverers for the Jews, allowing the Jews to repatriate the land that they believe God had given to them. Now, going back to Cyrus, and this is about 530 BC. Cyrus is planning the conquest of the fertile Nile Valley. In other words, he's planning to conquer Egypt. He knows that Egypt has a great deal of agricultural wealth, so he would like to pay them a visit, conquer them, if you will. However, as he's planning this conquest, a tribe of steppe nomads called the Massagetæ you may see it spelled differently sometimes you may see it spelled with an E. Either way, it's okay. I don't think we'll point to it. The Massagetæ are basically steppe nomads, and they're led by a warrior queen. Her name, Tmesis. The Massagetæ are going to be ravaging the outskirts of the northern Persian Empire, especially the area between, and look at the map, between the Caspian and Aral Seas. This is where their swathe of activity is. It's basically not a full-scale invasion. It's looting, raiding, and looting. Now,
And that's modern day what? Just to visualize it.
okay,
Modern.
this would be modern day Iran, Turkestan, Uzbekistan, okay, the area over here. Exactly, yes.
So he was trying to sack Egypt, and then but he started having these nomads, step nomads.
That's right.
And you said they were trying, and they were which part of the Persian Empire was it? The north.
Once again, the northern part, look at the map. Once again, it's north. Caspian Sea, Aral Sea. This is the area that's being ravaged by the Massageddon. Their purpose is to hit and run. They're interested in taking portable wealth and running with it. Okay? It is not, and I repeat, it is not an attempt at conquest. This is a raid. Okay? However, it's harassing the people that are living on the borders of Iran's empire. These are Cyrus's subjects. They're appealing to him for help, and he wants to deliver help. He can't have instability in the region, which he's trying to get resources from. So what Cyrus will do is rush to engage the marauders, and in the only battle he ever lost, Cyrus will be killed facing the Massageddon. So the founder of the Achaemenid Persian Empire will meet his death in 530 against the Massageddon. Cyrus's body is going to be housed in a plain stone mausoleum, which he had designed himself while he was alive, of course. And if you look at your list of Persian Empire capitals, you'll see how to spell Pasargadae. And the reason why he's buried there is Pasargadae was the site of his first great victory. It's the site of his first great victory. Now, Persian priests will have the monthly sacrifice of a horse in his honor for many decades to come. So if you've noticed, this Zoroastrian injunction against animal sacrifice is not being enforced here. And the reason why is because officially Cyrus is not a Zoroastrian. Okay? He does have Zoroastrian beliefs, but he is not officially Zoroastrian. So every month the horse will be sacrificed at that site in his honor for decades to come.